just really proud of our team and our staff for just responding the way they did. Really just a great win for us. You saw the heart and the toughness and the fight of our team and our staff. It's difficult place to go win, and to see us respond like that, I was really, really proud of that. And not only that, to see two of our 6-year seniors, the only two we got, really kind of set the tone for the game. And with Maskell and causing the fumble, and then XT picking one up as well. But the guys just did a great job. Again, you're playing a top 10 scoring offense and top 10 scoring defense, undefeated team on the road, their place, coming off an excruciating loss. Just really proud of our team, and again the staff as well for finding a way to win. And we did so many good things when it comes to our plan to win, as far as big plays, and obviously winning the turnover margin. If we can create some consistency and being even or winning the margin, I think we can create some momentum within our season. That's been a huge thing for us, and just really proud of what I saw. We had a little bit of adversity late, and it was good to see us respond to the adversity within the game as well. So many good things, a lot of great individual performances, some players. Defensively, again, another great. This offense was 500 yards a game and top 10 in scoring offense, and to hold them to 281 and 2.9 a carry. But especially this quarterback who rushed for 100 on us last year, we held him to 1.6 a carry. That was something I was really concerned about. We disrupted and dominated the line of scrimmage. Obviously, created the turnovers, which led to points. That was really good. It's really good to see the complementary football. So just really proud of how they competed. Certainly some things that we can clean up. We had one little bad series, 3 or 4 bad plays in a row, and had a critical bust on the tight end down in the red zone. And but a lot of things we can keep improving upon. But all in all, a good team win. And same thing offensively. They're top 10 scoring defense, and their philosophy coming into the game as we settled into the game was they were going to just pressure us and challenge us to beat them with the passing game, and we were able to do that. So really proud of how Cade played. I thought he was outstanding. Just had some huge plays in the game, and some big scrambles versus the pressure. It was another very good third down game, 8-16, and then we converted off the turnovers into points. So again, good complementary football. Had some individuals, same thing, play really well, but definitely some things we can clean up. Had too many negative plays, a couple sacks, some penalties. Obviously had the miss there down in the red zone. And then special teams, another solid day. I think our punt team has been really good for us. I mean, the 2 yards of return, Aiden continues to do a nice job. Robert, 6 touchbacks. Aiden White's, it's good to see him make a kick, 1 for 2 there, and continuing to create some confidence. So a lot of good things, a good team win, and again, a tough place to go play. And so I'm proud of our guys and again, how they responded. So hopefully we can get back at it tomorrow and see if we can find a way to win one this week. Injury-wise, our guys, we came through the game in pretty good shape. Hopefully we'll get Nate back and maybe Antonio. We'll see what happens as we work them out pretty extensively tomorrow.
Hey, Coach, it's Trevor from CUTigers.com. Your 100th regular season conference win, tying legendary Frank Howard. Only Bobby Bowden has more ACC regular season wins with 117. But how proud are you of accomplishing that? And not only that, but to do it on the road against an undefeated team.
Well, I mean, that's a great team achievement. I mean, I've been fortunate to be here now in my 15th year, and just a lot of great players and a lot of great coaches, and It's certainly a blessing to be able to be a part of something like that for sure. And it's not really something you kind of set out to do, but you just kind of put your head down, go to work every day, and um, it's definitely a blessing to be a part of it, but a credit to a lot of people, man, a lot of people, a lot of great players, a lot of great coaches, and a lot of support staff, and all those things, and a great, administration all these years as well. So, it's great, but just really happy to get the win, and just pick ourselves up from a tough one against Florida State, and see if we can cut out some of the mistakes. And I was just really proud to see them play. They the way they've been playing, but to cut out to win the turnover margin was just what we needed.
Dabo, Larry Williams, what was your overall evaluation of the guard positions yesterday? Saw you worked in Trent Howard and Harris Sewell in there behind Mitchell and Marcus.
Yeah, yeah. Really, they played pretty good. Except I thought Mitchell probably had his worst game. He can play a lot better and will play better and has played better, but he got caught on some spin moves a few times and got himself in trouble. Not playing with his hands like he needs to, and so he probably had his worst game. But he's much better than that, and again has played better. But I thought Trent played well, and we thought Harris Sewell played well. He had snap wise, we kind of put him in. I think we had 2 3 and outs. It's kind of limited his reps as far as how we were rotating those guys. But it's good to get him in there early. We like the depth, and Trent's got some length to him. He's a pretty good athlete in there, and did some good things. And again, same thing with Harris. He can cover him up, and he's a young guy we're super excited about for sure. So Tate played well. We actually did a pretty good job. Most of their pressure was just blitz stuff. We're just unblocked guys. We actually held up pretty good, and then Cade did a great job of scrambling. But Mitchell had his worst day. He had 2 sacks, and again, just did not handle the spin move very well. And then, but he'll improve and get back on track this week. But we like the depth. We like it. We like what we're seeing from those guys and how they're competing. Thought our tackles played well. All 3 of those guys, Blake and Tristan and Sadler, continue to compete and be very consistent for us.
Hey, Coach, it's David Hood. Kind of piggybacking off of that, just in person, it looked like maybe there were some struggles early in the run blocking. Pass pro, pretty good, but run blocking, was that more what Syracuse was doing, or do you think it just kind of took a little bit of time there to get them going?
No, it's definitely what Syracuse was doing. I mean, their plan was, pretty early on. We knew exactly how this thing was. We rushed for 327 last year on these guys, and so pretty early on we knew that, hey, they're going to run blitz us all night here, and we which was kind of good. We hung in there and got just enough in the run, but they had some unblocked guys and some run blitzes and some things off the edge, and so we knew we were going to have to throw the football, and they were challenging us to do that. And we did. We hit some big plays down the field. We attacked. We hit a couple of big double moves. But I think that was their mindset. I think that became pretty apparent. But I watching the tape, I actually felt really good about how we did outside of just a few plays here or there. We most of the issues were again just some unblocked guys that even on the pass stuff, a couple of the scrambles, the touchdown Stellato was a corner catch. We got it protected perfect, but you can't block everybody, and they played a good bit of cover zero on us, and we're bringing more than we could pick up, and again challenging us to make some plays, and we did. We hit a couple big screens, we hit some plays down the field, we attacked and got some PIs, and then Cade made them pay with his legs. He was able to create some big plays running for first, but also throwing for him none bigger than the corner cat. He made the guy miss. He saw it, avoided him, and threw the touchdown to Stellato. So it it was definitely, I think, an effort on their part to try to, mitigate our run game and see if we could, beat them throwing it.
Hey, Coach, it's Trevor again. That was a nice little play to Stellato before halftime. He got it out of bounds to stop the clock with 3 seconds left, get you a little closer for Whites. I know you missed the kick, but got to be pleased with your clock management there and winning the middle late.
Yeah, that was a very good drive. It was an excellent drive and good clock management to give ourselves a chance. We knew, we'd have to maybe pop a big one to have a chance for a touchdown, but we definitely wanted to have a shot at a field goal. And really good by Stellato. We had a timeout, so we didn't think we'd gotten a timeout for sure, but a great effort on his part to just have good awareness and get the ball out of bounds.
Dabo, this is Chapel with the State. What's your evaluation of Adam Randall so far this season?
Inconsistent, kind of inconsistent would be my biggest thing right now. And, still trying to, he hasn't had quite as much opportunity. So some of it's not his fault, but just a little inconsistent and just got to get him to cut it loose. I mean, this kid is a great talent and a great player, and just need a little bit more consistency, from him in a couple areas.
This is Larry again, continuing on that theme. I think I remember Garrett saying at his last visit with us on Randall that he was trying to get him to maybe play faster. I was just curious for your maybe more insight into that.
Yeah, just inconsistent with, having his motor running all the time. I think that's just the biggest thing with him. I mean, when his motor's running, he's a handful. As you saw in the first PI, I mean, he ran right by the guy. And then, sometimes he'll ooze a little bit, and we just got to get him to consistently cut it loose, because when he does, he's a problem. So just still a young player, developing and maturing, and no different than a guy like Stellato who's having success, but he's in his third year and is been sitting on the sideline for 2 years, and he's excited. So here's a guy that's still a relatively young player, coming off an ACL last year and playing his way back into the groove, and still trying to, I think, fully figure it out and get his confidence where it needs to be. But main thing is just playing at the tempo that we need him to play at all the time.
I saw Tink out there. Did Antonio's injury change your thinking on him, or are you still trying to redshirt Tink?
Yeah, same thing. We've got a couple more games that we can use him. So we're just needed him this week for sure. He'd only played in one game, coming into this one. He missed one due to injury, and so he's got 2 more.
Hey, Coach, it's Trevor again. Bo Collins had the big touchdown and drew a couple critical pass interferences. On that second drive, though, did he stop his route short there, or was that some sort of miscommunication?
I'm trying to think what you're talking about on the
on your second possession. It was a 3 and out, and Cade overthrew him, or it looked like
that was a minus on Cade. Cade should have come. He should have come. That was a little double move, but they went cover 2, and he's got to come. He's got to come to 6 on that play on the win route, and it was just the ball shouldn't have been there at all. It was just that was a miss on Cade.
Gotcha. Thanks.
They caught. We went on a double move, and they went cover 2 there, and that was so when you see that on that play, you gotta come off of it. And he hung on to it, and he should have come right away to number 6, and he'd had a nice play. So. That was a minus for Cade. He didn't have many, but that was one of them early in the game. But man, Bo's playing great. He's a handful. Had a huge third down catch as well across the middle. Drew a couple PIs, and obviously the double move touchdown was an elite route by Bo, and so just great to see us execute. We knew, again, the style of play. They were going to be very aggressive. They were very jumpy. And, we knew early on we were going to have to attack downfield and double move. And and Cade was going to have to escape and make some plays with his legs. So it was good to see come to fruition.
Hey, Coach, David Hood again. Talking to Tyler Brown after the game, he's just so calm, even in an interview, and very well spoken. And then I even asked him, I said, do you have a nickname, something that you go by? And he's like, just TB. That's all I am. I'm just TB. Puts on his glasses, doesn't really look like a football player. Is that part of what makes him successful, is that he's kind of just got that really even keeled personality?
Well, I would just call that maturity. I just think he's a very mature kid, and that definitely is a part of what makes him successful as a young player. He's just got a level of maturity that you don't see in many freshmen, and I think that's just who he is, how he's been raised, and that's. I mean, we've had a lot of really, really, really talented players, but the maturity doesn't quite. It's not quite where the talent is just yet, and he's a guy that's just one of the more mature freshmen we've had, and you never know till you start coaching a guy, where they are and how they're going to translate, the meeting room and all that goes into it to the practice field, to the game field, et cetera, et cetera. And he's just been a natural. I mean, he's just as we saw in camp, and it's been fun to see him, blossom before our eyes. I mean, we got last year's class, this year's class. We got a lot of guys. Some guys you've seen, some guys you haven't seen, that you will over this year, next year, that I just think are outstanding young players. But man, TB's is just as steady and as mature a freshman as we've had. And then you throw in the fact that he's got elite ball skills. That's the other thing. You never really know. You start coaching a guy. That's probably been the one thing. We knew he could really, really run, but I did not know, just how elite his ball skills are. Good ball skills, you can see that, but again, day in and day out, where you seeing him every single day. He plays with a lot. He's not a tall kid, but he plays really long. He plays with a lot of extension. He's got great contact balance and collision balance, and can really. He's got a good feel for the game with the ball in his hands. And so it's been fun, man. It's been fun to watch him blossom, and glad he's just a freshman. Going to be around here a while, and super excited. And we had 4 starters out yesterday, so it's exciting to see what's going on at receiver with Bo and Antonio, and obviously he hadn't even been out there. And now 6 is coming in here, and Stellato and what he's doing. And man, we're super excited about the potential of Adam. He's still got to turn the potential into performance, but we know what he can do, and eventually. And then Cole Turner, we think is going to be a star, and he's obviously going to be on the shelf again this year, and so that's disappointing. But we got a good group coming together, a couple of great recruits coming in, and really excited about where we are with that room and at quarterback. We're super excited about obviously Cade and what you're seeing from him, and CV, where he's getting better every day. He's learning, he's growing, he's redshirting, and so we like our roster, but that room there's a lot to be encouraged about what we got on the team right now, and we're playing Ronan, and hopefully as the year goes, you'll see him get a little opportunity as well, and then we're trying to hold Noble, who physically is super, super gifted, but he's one that just needed to mature a little bit, from a just a football standpoint, and transitioning from the meeting room to the game field and all that we need him to do. So, we're able to hopefully be able to redshirt him this year.
Yeah, but Larry, again, staying on Tyler, you said you never really know until you see him out there. How remarkable is it, I guess, in back-to-back years with him and Antonio, you've had 2 receivers who haven't come in mid-year and who've come in over the summer and sort of immediately stood out?
Well, I used to be where it was all the time. I mean, that was the norm. So a little different, but used to, that was it was always that way. Travis Etienne showed up in the summer, and it was just kind of the norm. Chris, I could go on and on and on about guys that didn't get here till the summer and turned out to be great players. But I know the mid-year thing seems to be more of a norm now. But that's why we recruited them. That's why we made the decision to offer those guys. I mean, we felt really good about them, and we've got a process that we go through and how we evaluate. We're convicted on that, and it's good to see them, producing. Again, Antonio's just a sophomore, so we got a really good group that's going to continue to develop into a handful. As we progress and mature. Super excited about what we're doing on that side of the ball. Only one senior in that offensive line. That's it on the whole side. Unless somebody decides to leave early or something, we got a great group this year and coming back.
Hey, Coach Swinney, Ross Martin with Clemson 247. You've had a little sample size here on your defense. You seem very high on the defensive unit. What does it take to get to that next level with the defense, make it a lead or get to where you really want it to be for the rest of the season?
Well, I think, the biggest thing is just red zone defense. We've got to cut some of those touchdowns into field goals. I think that can win a game for us somewhere down the stretch as we go. We had the wheel route. Trotter just instead of keeping his eyes on his guy, he looked back, and when you look back, it creates separation in the coverage. But just red zone, defense, and what I mean in particular by that is just touchdowns. We got to convert a couple of those into field goals or field goal attempts, and then a little bit of situational awareness, and then we've got to clean up some tackling. We had too many missed tackles yesterday, and just some things with our eyes. I think we can do a couple things better from a disguise standpoint. We've had a couple of penalties that we need to clean up, and that's really the main thing. The past two games, we've had a bust in the red area that has been an easy touchdown. So, but man, these guys are playing their tail off defensively. I mean, really, it's been 5 really good games from a defensive standpoint, all in all.
How do you coach tackling in season? How do you improve on tackling game to game?
Oh, we've got tons of drill work and fundamental stuff that we do. As far as tackling and a lot of it is just you taking the technique and the fundamentals that we teach to game day, like wrapping up. Not just trying to knock people down, but wrap them up. And but we work that. Whenever we're in pads, we work tackling. So there's a lot you can do to improve in that area.
Coach, it's Trevor again. I don't know if you were able to catch any of the Duke game last night, get a little early scouting on Notre Dame, but shame about Riley Leonard, but a lot of people in the media were blasting you guys for losing to Duke, calling it an embarrassment and so forth, but they're realizing how good Duke is now, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, Duke's a good football team, man. I hope their quarterback's going to be okay. I don't know. I haven't heard anything, but he's a great player, and they're a very experienced group, and they play well together, play good complementary football. They typically don't beat themselves, and not surprised at all. I mean, it's a good football team.
Any other questions for Coach? All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay.